Let's talk about digital business accounts versus corporate bank accounts. How do you choose? Which one is better? Because I remember that when I first started my content business, one of the biggest decisions is where should I open my business bank account for me to manage the money in and out. I mean, back in the days, there are so many corporate bank accounts that are offering their bank solutions, but also we start to see the rise of digital business accounts that promise faster setup and lower fees. Now, for the record, for my content business, which includes this YouTube channel, I went on with a corporate bank account. So it was a traditional bank, and then I paid the annual fees and all that stuff. But for my new consulting business, Solo Biz, which started this year, I decided to try something really different. So I went on with a digital business account, and that is Aspire, who is also the sponsor of today's video. So after using two different platforms for a while now, I can really compare between these two. What are the pros and cons and which one you should favor more for your situation? And I do want to be very clear that there is no one size fits all answer. It really depends on your requirements and what kind of features and the things that you should expect for a business account versus bank account. So we'll dive in deeper into the reasoning. And if you have further questions regarding businesses, how to set up accounts, bank accounts, and what are the features that you should compare, then you can come and join us at over 22,000 members in the Honey Money SG Telegram group. I want to start first talking about the corporate bank account because that was my first experience, especially with my content business. Because this is the most traditional method that Singapore entrepreneurs have been using all these decades. But I want to tell you a fact that if you ever try to open one in Singapore, you will realize that it is quite a frustrating process. Now, corporate bank accounts is quite different from personal bank accounts because personal bank accounts nowadays, you can open it online very fast and it can be instantly approved. But that's not the same for corporate bank accounts. Why? Because they will require a lot more documents like the Accra business file, the business plan, social proof like your website or social media page, and even sometimes you have to meet the relationship manager face to face in the bank branch. The approval of the bank account can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks depending on the circumstances. But that's not the main issue. The bigger issue is that it also comes with its own account related fees plus maintenance requirements. First of all, you will likely need a minimum initial deposit. Then there will be monthly or annual account fees depending on how the bank structure it. And then there are also fall below fees if you didn't meet the monthly average balance or average daily balance, which is the maintenance requirement for you to hold the funds in the bank itself. And you think that's all? I haven't even mentioned that you will need to pay a fee if you transfer in or out money. Some examples of these fee transactions includes in-branch transfers, outward TT, fast transfers, PayNow transfers, and even gyro. All these are chargeable. But I want to be clear that most of these charges, they are waived for the first year. So in the first year, like a credit card, they let you enjoy all the benefits first without an upfront payment. But from the second year onwards, they may charge you or they will just have a limited number of free transactions for you to use. And after that, you will need to pay a very small fee for each subsequent transaction. So you may think that all these few cents or few dollars is a very small amount, so why should you even bother? But the fact is that all these small transaction fees do add up, and especially if your business deals with large volumes of transactions, all this is just going to be added to your cost of doing business, which is not good. And many of these fees are not really obvious, so unless you crawl through the bank website and understand the full terms and conditions, you may not even know what you're paying for. So be very clear, open your eyes wide open and scan through what are the real fees when you decide to open with a corporate bank account. I could also relate to a recent example where I wanted to change the address of my registered business. So usually for personal bank accounts, how you want to change your address, you just have to update it using your SingPass in the internet banking portal, correct? But for corporate bank account, it is quite different because I could not find this information online. So I called up the customer service and the customer service told me that I will need to fill up a form and even submit it at the bank branch. There was no option to update it online, so I had to make the physical trip. Plus the fact that there are no e-statements for the corporate bank account either. So yes, I've been receiving manual statements sent to my office address every month and I cannot download it digitally. And all these are the real life experiences that I have already gone through. So these are some of the inconveniences that you may face when you are managing a corporate bank account, but I do understand that traditional banks still have their place because they are the ones with the real banking license. And traditional banks have a high reputation in all Singaporeans' hearts, so they offer credibility if you work with large clients and apply for a tender. And they can even provide corporate loans, which is really useful when you want to kickstart your business and you need the cash funding. But the trade-offs are definitely higher minimum balances. They have some recurring fees and older online banking systems, and those platforms may feel really lacking for modern business owners. Now let's compare to the newer solution, which is digital business accounts, which has been increasingly popular, especially for online-based businesses and solopreneurs who are starting up a smaller scale business compared to all the larger companies. Now, the good thing about digital business accounts is that they are usually free to open. They don't have all these small transaction fees. And for efficiency, you could open all these digital business accounts online and they usually will be approved within a day or two. They do not have a minimum balance requirement. They also do not have fees for transactions or transfers. And the big benefit is that if you are dealing with foreign currencies like USD, you want to do conversions, these digital business accounts usually have a more favorable rate than traditional bank accounts. Also, for user interface and user experience, the platforms of these digital business accounts are usually more modern and more user-friendly, so you can really go and search and find what you really need compared to what you have the platform on traditional bank accounts. So the usual features that they have that are really useful for business owners are things like spending insights, virtual cards, and integration with accounting tools, which will make your life much simpler. A business account like Aspire also offers competitive FX rates, which is great if you work with international clients or contractors. Aspire also offers a yield feature that invests your balance into relatively low-risk money market funds managed by Fullerton Fund Management. You earn a steady return on idle business cash and you can transfer the funds back to your business account with next business day access. So I'll share a little bit of my Aspire experience because I used Aspire when I started solo biz this year. I wanted something more efficient than a traditional corporate bank account, without all the fees, without all the hassle. And like I said, the process of opening an Aspire business account was really smooth, really easy. Approval takes 1 day or two. I just have to sign up for it online using my Pass, and I didn't have to make any manual physical visit or fill out any paper forms, which is very good. So all you need to do to get an Aspire business account is to sign up using your Pass, provide a few details, wait for approval, and you are good to go. There's no need to pay any fees upfront or maintenance fees. After your account has been approved, you can go into the platform and the dashboard will give you a clear overview of all the business spending, and you can also issue virtual cards for different purposes, like specific subscriptions or payment to freelancers, which makes tracking expenses so much easier. The Aspire Business Card also gives unlimited cashback on eligible business expenses like SaaS spending or digital marketing ads. So this will include spending on Facebook ads, Adobe Creative Cloud, or Google Cloud Storage. You can see the full cashback list on Aspire website to check if your spending is eligible. And the best part is, Aspire integrates automatically with Xero, an accounting software, so you don't have to manually input your accounting transactions. Every transaction will be synced automatically into Aspire, and it will simplify how you want to do bookkeeping and can help you save many hours every month. Overall, switching to Aspire has really simplified how I want to manage my cash flow, how to pay my vendors, and even transfer foreign currency to overseas vendors. So it has really enhanced my life so I could focus more on growing the business. Everything is in one place, transparent and easy to use. So if you are just starting out your business and looking to streamline your finances, I have a referral link in the description below so you can use it to register for an Aspire business account and check it out for the details and kickstart your business today. So after saying so much about the pros and cons of the two different solutions, here's how I want to compare. If you're running a large company, I would say go with traditional bank accounts because there are much more processes and security functions that you may need to assign different users, or you need traditional financing like corporate loans to really grow or scale your business. Plus the fact that using a corporate bank account increases your credibility with your customers or suppliers. I feel that for a large company, you don't have to save on this budget. You have professional finance teams managing all these accounts for you, then yes, you should go with a traditional bank account. But if you're a solopreneur, small-scale business, content creator like myself, who really don't need all these very complicated processes and you value speed, flexibility, and transparency in fees, then I would say you could go for a digital business account like Aspire. It's really about choosing what complements your business model and what helps you run your operations more efficiently. So remember, there is no one-size-fits-all answer. You may choose one over the other, and that is really because of how you really perceive and what is the best solution for your own business, because every business is different. But I will encourage you to at least try out Aspire because it's free, and you can also try out their features first to see if it's the right fit for you. And for pro users, there's even a paid version available. But I do understand that many of you are not business owners in Singapore. But you may have this question: how much it really costs to run a business? Because you may want to entertain this idea. This is where my previous video come in, where I show you what are the real costs of starting and running a business.